Hey, fam and Naughty Nation, welcome to the show. This is our first episode of a new series that we are going to be putting in called As I See It, a program that we're going to be put together where it's going to be my thoughts on anything under the sun. And for our first topic, well, we couldn't find anything better than this. There's an AI band out there right now called Velvet Sundown, and they dropped a song called Dust on the Wind. And then a couple of musicians, which I admire for their music, Sons of Legion, real humans, covered it. Same melody, same lyrics, total different experience. So here's the question. Did they give it soul, or did they just remind us what soul really is? Let's talk.
You're hooked up to America's Bloodline, 121.4.
I'm Daddy Jack. This is Adam. We are Sons of Legion. So we have this wild idea. There is a band that has recently gone viral, which everybody is talking about right now. Now, this band is assumed to be an AI band.
We don't want to jump to conclusions, but it's looking kind of AI.
Exactly.
Okay, first of all, out of respect for them, I understand what's going on there, but I'm not going to hold anything back. How anybody thought that these guys were actually a legitimate band is beyond me. I haven't been doing this very long, a little over a year, and I'm going to tell you right now, between the photos, the band photos, the music, I mean, I'm not getting it.
This is the band we're referring to.
I mean, look at that. Total. I mean, if you couldn't look at that and see that was already AI generated. So I don't know how this whole thing came to be. But anyway, that's not what we're here for.
And this is the song.
Dust on the wind, boots on the ground, smoke in the sky, no peace found. Rivers run red, the drums roll slow.
So what we decided to do, a little experiment. We were kind of in a unique position to do it because we had the ability to kind of create a cover of this song right here in the studio, just between Adam and I. We thought.
So there we go. We actually have for the first time that I'm aware of, that I know of, we actually have a human band that's going to cover an AI song. Should be great.
Thought it would be an interesting way to gauge people's reactions and see if people can actually tell the difference between something computer generated.
Has soul. Something that actually has soul.
So we thought this would be really interesting, and we also thought that maybe not everyone is aware that these things are going on right now. You prompt and you say, hey, make me a song that sounds like da-da-da and da-da-da, and about 30 seconds later, the computer generates a song for you, and there you have it.
Yeah. God, I will tell you this. As an AI song creator, I really wish it was that easy.
You'll get to judge for yourself. You get to listen to both songs and see which one do you like. We also, in a follow-up video that you can probably watch, we'll start putting up some clips, you'll see when we went down to Broadway here in Nashville, we're the heart of American music, and we asked people, can you tell the difference? And I think when you see the reactions, it's actually quite shocking. This is something that is poignant to music history. It's happening right now. And when you get a chance to look at those videos, you'll see reactions that are physical, they're emotional, but sometimes people are a little bit confused. They're not really sure. And that's the part that makes this whole entire social experiment very interesting.
Yeah, we are in a time where we have never been here before, where people are already unable to tell the difference, or a lot of people are unable to tell the difference between something computer generated and something human generated.
Let us know what you think. There's no right or wrong in this. We're just really just here to see what happens and put it out into the world.
And let's not forget that there was a time, a lot of you guys may not be able to remember it, but I sure do. I can remember a time when cassette tape first came out, and everybody in the world thought the music industry was going to come to an end. Why? Because little DMS could listen to the radio on the same device, hit a red button, and record the music and make my own mixtapes. I mean, there was nothing better than mixtapes. And guess what? The music industry still exists.
Bringing in some big mic stands. These will be for the drums. So we're just setting up microphones on the drums. This is like a whole art form in and of itself, of which I don't claim to be an expert, but there are people that have spent their entire lives being masterful recording engineers, going back, you know, to the 30s, 40s, 50s, especially 60s, just learning how to get the best tones out of drums. That human touch, I think, is important there too, because you had a dedicated engineer and somebody who wasn't thinking about the songwriting, wasn't thinking about the, you know, the parts or the composition. His job was just to figure out the microphones and get the best sound as possible, and that has over time become, you know, a lot of the iconic and famous drum sounds that we've heard on some of the best recordings ever. We're gonna do our best to get a good drum tone here.
Okay. We're going to continue because this is part of the video, and due to respect of the creation of this and them putting everything up, I mean, I think it's interesting. I think it's interesting on how they're doing it and why they're doing it. But I want you to key in on something. They were talking about industries and the human touch and going back in time and keeping that sound pure. Little over dramatic.
Room mic, 2 vocals. These are going to be toms. This is a hi-hat, and this will be our bass DI.
Okay, cool. Smoke in the sky, no peace found. The rivers run red, the drums roll slow.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
Tell me, brother, where do we go? All right, that's it.
That's it. All right. So we've watched them set up. We've watched them do sound testing. Here is their cover of Dust on the Wind.
Dust on the wind, boots on the ground, smoke in the sky, no peace found.
absolutely believable. And I got to tell you, man, I absolutely love it. Love it, love it, love it. But you know what? It's kind of a double-edged sword because it's going to kind of prove my point on some of the points that I'd like to bring up with you. There is no way in God's creation that you could actually replace the soul and the feeling that they just put into that song. And by the way, I'll have a link to the video and their channel below in the description. Go give them a follow because, man, I'm going to tell you what, if you haven't heard their rendition of In the Air at Night by Phil Collins, their cover on that, oh my God. Just click it and go look at it. So here it is. Everybody out here is saying that AI is going to kill the soul of music. No, it's not. That's not the fear. That's not what's keeping labels up at night. The real fear, well, that's losing control. See, it's never been about protecting the art. It's been about protecting the system. The system who decides who gets heard, who gets paid, or who stays in the shadows. And to double down on that, they say that AI stole music by learning from existing tracks. Okay, fine. So riddle me this. Name one real artist who didn't learn by copying someone else first. Guitarists learning to mimic Hendrix. Producers learning to remix from Dre. Singers studying Aretha. We all learn by listening, repeating, and refining. So when AI learns by analyzing thousands of songs, that's not theft. That's imitation. And imitation is the root of creation. Who decides what's real music? Here's a better question. Why is it that the only people with industry connections, golden pipes, perfect looks, or $1 million studios get to express their pain? Isn't music supposed to be for everyone? But for decades, it's been gatekept by people who think soul comes in the form of a Grammy. And now that we have the veterans suffering from PTSD, being able to create something that's meaningful to him, or the guy in the wheelchair or handicapped that can't physically perform or play an instrument, or even a kid that was bullied in a small town. Now they can all use AI to create something meaningful without a band, without a budget, or without a label. Now, that's not protecting the soul of music. That's protecting an ego. See, the music industry's always had a double standard. And that double standard is wild. Labels scream about copyright issues, takedowns over 10-second clips, 5-second samples, or background track in a 2-hour video. They want to own the feeling and the formula. But here's the truth. If your song from 1994 can still move people today, it's not because of your lawyers or your label. It's because of the emotion you poured into it. And if somebody samples it or is inspired by it, it's not theft. That's legacy. You can't claim music is about soul and then treat it like a lawsuit waiting to happen. A lot of the times I write my own lyrics. I produce AI music. And sometimes I get stuck and I look to AI and say, give me some examples of what this would work or if this would work or not. I write a lot of my own. But for whatever reason, call it laziness, missed opportunity, or just lack of brain power, I don't play an instrument. I don't have a label. I don't have a live band backing me. But what I do have is time, passion, pain, a voice in my head, and now an AI tool to be able to use it. People, I use AI to help me shape what I hear in my head. Not because I want it easy, but because it's the only tool I have that doesn't cost me rent. I spend hours, days, weeks tweaking, adjusting, rewriting, because before I produce anything or I put anything out, I want it to sound like it does in my head. Same reason I don't produce a lot of videos, because I don't have a production budget, and I can't get AI to do what I want. So I've got many, many, many songs that have no videos, that haven't been released. I'm not on tour. I'm not charting on the billboards, but I am creating and sharing. And every now and then, God willing, somebody will hear it and maybe even feel it. And after all, isn't that what music is supposed to do? I don't want to take up much of your time. Final thoughts on this is stop worrying about what people are doing with music. If you really care about the soul of music, you should be celebrating anybody who finds the courage to speak the truth, to speak their pain, no matter what tools they use. Because let's be honest, your music doesn't matter to nobody if they don't hear it. Your legacy, well, doesn't mean anything if it ends with you. I strongly believe there'll never be another Pink Floyd, AC/DC, Led Zeppelin, or even Ozzy Osbourne. But not because we stopped making great music, but because we started believing in greatness was only reserved for a few. Music is supposed to evolve, and maybe AI is a part of that evolution, not the enemy. Just the next tool in the hands of real people with real stories. You don't have to like it. And you don't have to agree with me. Hell, half the time I don't agree with myself. But this is how I see it. Whether you're building music with plugins or guitars, amplifiers, beat mixes, auto-tune, or algorithms. If you're pouring truth into your music, then guess what? You're part of the story. I want to take this opportunity to point out a couple of creators that are far more knowledgeable than me. They're creators that I really admire, who are deep into this conversation. People like Beato, who always brings knowledge in depth, and Phil over at Wings of Pegasus, who's passionate about real vocal performance and music integrity. Their links will be in the description also. Go watch the videos that they've got about this topic. Now, I don't always agree with what they do, but I respect the hell out of them for what they bring. Because at the end of the day, they care about music, as so do I. So if you're feeling this, please hit that subscribe button, share it, like it, or better yet, leave a comment on what you think we ought to do for the next episode, and go make something. This is Reg Radio. This is how I see it, and we're just getting started. See you on the next vid.